Hello again, everyone. You may continue to call me Twilight Dusk, and this is Towns. And as you can see, I've gotten plenty of things built up. I also made a cow farm here. I altered how I had my farming things set up a bit. I have 18 people now, which tells me that I'm doing something right. That's one person in each of these little huts here. Got my craft stations set up, I've had several caravans come through, and I've got my storehouse set up even. These are things that I got from one of those merchants. Another thing that I got from a number of merchants was iron here, as well as some silver even, and glass, and a few other things that I hadn't had before, like animal hides. So let's do some things with those. I've already... From one of the caravans I bought an anvil, which I placed in the forge here, but let's go ahead and use that to make a smelter for the forge. And someone should go off and grab the materials for doing that. And we have a smelter as well now, which lets us make all sorts of other things. Other utilities I want to get, I want to replace the cooking fires here with proper stoves. And I also want to make an hide skinning table for the atelier here. I've already got some color mixing benches in there. This seems like a vanity crafting sort of thing. And one by one people are going to be using these, so I'll cut back once I have those built. And we have things set up now. So, vanity items here. I can tell people to get animal hides and the like, and I can also control color mixing through here, and I can also say make hats, make people hats. I have one badger hide and some animal hides, so how about I go ahead and make one little badger hat here and some red hats. And then once I have hats, I can give the hats to people. I assume that's how things work, at least. Badger hat. Not entirely sure where these are being stored, but... He's got badger hat on. Who else should I give hats to? Looks like the red hats haven't quite been made yet. But once they are, we shall have people with hats on. What other important things is there to be done? Oh yes, also from a caravan, I got these cactus fruits, which you can usually only find in desert areas, which are not on this map. However, since I have the fruit, I can actually plant cactuses, which will give me more cactus fruit. So if I just tell people, hey, plant cactuses here, we have 2 cactus fruits to plant already, and as we harvest more, we can get more cactuses planted on the sand here. Especially if I go to the food gathering and say, keep harvesting cactus fruits. Right, so with all this built up, I think my next order of business is to look into making a... Since I have all this stuff for my workers built, time to look into getting taverns set up. My understanding is that a tavern and tavern rooms will attract heroes, which will travel into dungeons for us. So what I'm going to do is I am going to set up over here a nice big multi-story building, one floor having the tavern, one floor having rooms for heroes to stay in. And I will cut back once I have that underway. And we're back, and as you can see, I've laid down the foundation for where I'm going to place my pretty big tavern building. I also decided just to put a decorative hedge wall around it with these two entrances to the place. The reason why this area is flattened is because I wanted to build longer and the mountain was getting in the way. By the time I had this all dug up, I had about 700 plus pieces of sand, which was totally clogging up my raw materials so much that I made another layer for my storehouse. Fortunately for me, though, a caravan came that was willing to buy sand and sell me various decorations, which I will certainly make use of when starting to get this tavern together. Use these cool-looking bone beds for the tavern rooms, maybe. Another thing is, and since I put a flooring on this one, so I have another layer down, the game actually lets me see one layer further, which lets me see exactly where the water is now, which is kind of cool, because if you look at the top, it's like there's kind of a river, but it's getting interrupted in places, and then there's this odd-looking stuff over here. When you go down far enough, you see it's like a river leading to a friggin' big lake leading to another river, which is pretty cool looking if you ask me. Alright, in any case, let's start getting the walls built, and in the meantime I'll also place down a few decorations, a few statues and such around here, make the place look nice for when the heroes decide to show up. Another thing I forgot to mention is that since we have the smelter here now, we can make glass out of sand and mud, which allows us to make windows, which are here. Not a whole lot of window options, but certainly I'll make use of them just to make the tavern look a little bit more unique than all these little peasant buildings over here. So again, I'll be back once I have this setting up. While I am having my people lay down the foundation for this, and this may end up looking a bit mismatched, just because I'm not actually sure now if I have enough stone to make this entire multi-story wall out of it. But in the meantime, that cactus farm we planted has been producing a lot of cactus fruit, and we can use it for something. We go to food and cooking, I believe. There it is, cactus soup. 2 cactus fruits and some milk that we can gather from cows. However, we require a cooking bowl utility in order to get it, which requires iron, torch, and wood. You can make a torch through here. Requires coal and wood. Coal, I managed to mine some out in a mountainside earlier, so I have some of that to spare. So make a torch, and once we have the torch, we can place the cooking pot, which will allow us to make soups, which will allow us to use this cactus farm as a good food source. I assume someone's doing that. Looks like he's bringing some wood to a table, so it's probably him that's doing it. And there's the torch. And the torch is being brought to the forge, and will be brought along with other ingredients to make the cooking pot. Bit of lag. And there it is. We've got a cooking pot now, so I can tell people, hey, go make some soup. I'll also just make sure that I have it set to gather milk from my cows as well. There aren't any cows here at the moment, but when they spawn in from the farms, people will be able to milk them before they get slaughtered for meat. In any case... Oh, well, it looks like this is coming along at a fairly reasonable pace. How much stone do I have left? Yeah, I won't be able to do that for every floor, so this is going to be a strange mix of stone and wood as far as the wall goes. Oh well, hopefully it won't look too absolutely terrible. Let's see, what kind of wood walls can we use? Out of all the walls we have, probably this wooden wall here will be the best one. We should probably also make some scaffolding first, though, just to make sure people can get around. And telling people to do multiple levels of scaffold at once is apparently not a very good idea. Let me just get rid of all that. And try that again. Just doing it one little bit at a time this time. And once they're placed, getting the next ones up. And then we can start getting this wood wall on. And doors would also probably be nice, wouldn't they? So, furniture, doors, wooden doors. Doesn't look so bad. Oh, I should probably also leave some room for windows, shouldn't I? Let's see here. Probably not gonna have windows as evenly as would be optimal, if windows even do anything. We'll let people see outside, I presume. Let's see here. Windows. Let's go with these wooden windows. So all the gaps I just made, fill it with window. There, there, and there. Right, and I'll be back once this layer's done. Although actually, I have this base here, so I can go ahead and say this is a tavern. Where's a tavern? There's tavern. Ooh, fancy looking. And I can get tables and chairs and various decorations set up in here. And also, once I have more layers of wall up, I'll get to getting staircases up to where the rooms will be. And it's the rooms, I believe, that will actually attract the heroes to arrive. Oh, it looks like we already have a hero arriving, even though I don't have a room for him. It's some kind of hero. Looks kinda barbarian-ish. Doesn't have anything equipped, and he's level 1. Well, if the town becomes under attack, I'm sure he will be quite helpful. And especially once we start digging down to where the dungeons are, that's when heroes really become helpful, from what I understand. And digging down is, of course, going to be the next step to what we want to do after we have the tavern established, but we'll get to that when we get to that. For now, back to building the tavern. And this place is certainly coming together. I got chairs, I got decorations, people can play harps, they can play sideways chess. I got the second layer up, and time to get the third layer up, which is going to become the floor for the second floor. It looks like someone's stuck there by accident. I need to get some scaffolds up to her. Doo-doo-doo. Or just start building the third floor there so she has something to walk across. Didn't realize that the windows would block movement like that. Yeah, I'll probably just go ahead and make a few blocks there first before I start building the rest. So, there, there, hopefully those will arrive before these guys starve to death. Oh dear, she's also stuck. I'll just have to make a concession for now and destroy some of this wall so they can get down. Don't want to risk them starving. That should allow all of them down. Yep. And once I have those, once I have these walkways, sort of pieces constructed, I can rebuild the second wall. And something didn't work there. But all of it's coming together. And yeah, once I have those walls finished, I'll build a flooring section inside. Then I'll make stairs up, have like a hallway along the top, and then individual rooms. Probably use some more of the decorations I have in those rooms too, just to use the decorations. I pretty much bought these decorations just so that I'd have more room to sell sand to that merchant. Alright, so I'll be back once all that's done. So here's something a little new. Some spiders decided to attack me. When I killed one of them, they dropped this green orb the game is calling Spiderite. If I remember correctly, this item here, ITE Smithy, requires 2 of these things in order to be built. So I guess if I find another one of those, I can look into what exactly that stuff's about. Doesn't look like... Well, where'd that last spider die? Just in the middle of there. In any event, it looks like I need 2 of these things to get anything done with them, so that'll have to wait until I can manage to get another piece of it. As far as the tavern being built goes, the second floor is getting on its way. I need to designate the next set of floor tiles. But overall, I should be able to finish up this episode placing down tavern rooms up here. And so the second floor flooring is constructed. Time to lay out exactly where I want these tavern rooms to go. Let's see if I want... I'm gonna want, like, this to be layerable, so I want to have another set of stairs here, and then a walking area here, then a wall, and then I guess starting here I can place a room. Place them going out like that. And it's just a matter of getting those walled off, getting beds in there and such, and everything should be great. Looks like the spacing works out works out almost perfectly on the other side. I'll figure out exactly what I want to do, if I just want to leave it like that, or cut one of the rooms short to make it even. I think that's just what we'll do. Somebody will be stuck with a small room. Alright. So, when I return next time, I'll have this finished for the moment, and we will start on the next step of things, digging down into the dungeons. Until next time, everyone.